27. Our next speaker is this year's graduating student address, which will be given by Riley Atterholt, who is graduating from Penn State with a bachelor's degree in business. Atterholt has been an exceptional student throughout his tenure at the Shenango campus, receiving several awards and scholarships, including the 2016 Anna Ransack Award for his leadership and participation in the campus, the Blue-White Society Scholarship, and the 2016 and 17 Paul and Eleanor Chatterton Scholarship. This past spring, Atterholt was chosen to be the student speaker at the prestigious Penn State Mountain Nittany Society dinner at University Park. Atterholt completed his senior business internship in March of 2016, but was asked by Executive Director Katabi Desai to stay on the center to be the project manager of its newest initiative, Venture Investment Accelerator, a business competition for startups 18 years and older. During this part of his extended internship, Atterholt was responsible for all parameters of the Venture Investment Accelerator competition, including marketing, planning agendas, running meetings, and organizing the judging. The winner of the competition received $25,000 for a new business startup. And actually, those four that competed, that won the accelerator competition this past Thursday, celebrated their demo day of completing the accelerator program. And one of our former graduates from Penn State actually received additional funding for his initiative. And Riley did a phenomenal job with that whole program. This summer, Atterholt was offered and accepted the position of Director of Sports and Recreation at Beal Park in Hermitage, PA, where he's in charge of the golf course, driving range, pool, tennis, disc golf activities and events, as well as serves as the Executive Director of the First Tee program. Please join me in welcoming Riley to the podium.
Hear me? All right. Hello, everyone. I want to start by thanking a few people who have got me here today. My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who blesses me every day. My parents, who've worked tirelessly to give me every opportunity in the world. And my beautiful girlfriend, Marissa, who motivates me day in and day out. And my grandma, who could not make it here today, but she is the strongest and most compassionate person I know. So this one goes out to you, Grandma. I've been asked to speak about some of my experiences here at Penn State Shenango, so I'm going to do my best to sum up 3.5 years in 6 minutes. So how did I end up at Penn State Shenango? Out of high school, I was unsure what I wanted to do, but knew I wanted to study business. So I heard about Penn State's 2+2 program, figured I would start at Penn State Shenango and transfer to University Park and finish in the Shenango College of Business. As you can see, that did not happen. I fell in love with Penn State Shenango. The faculty, the staff, the students, the community, and the opportunities were things that kept me here. So I'm going to share some of these with you if that's all right. Not too long ago, I heard Frank Sinatra's classic, My Way, and I thought it'd be fitting to talk about my experiences through the lens of possibilities that exist within Penn State University, and more specifically here at Penn State Shenango, and how I did it my way. I want to first touch on a few of the many things I had the opportunity to do through University Park. In October of 2015, I was able to represent Penn State Shenango at Beaver Stadium and bear our campus's flag on the field during halftime, which is an experience I'll remember for the rest of my life. Earlier this spring, I was honored to be chosen as the Mountain Nittany Dinner's student speaker at University Park. I represented Penn State's entire student body and spoke to Penn State's largest donors of $250,000 and up. I had the privilege of meeting our university's president, Dr. Barron, and joining Mr. Paul Chatterton, who is being recognized for his decades of giving to Penn State University and to Penn State Shenango. Mr. Chatterton, along with hundreds of others in the room, listened to me speak about the importance of scholarships and how they not only financially support students, but create flexibility and freedom, which opens doors for students like myself. I have also joined 107,000 of my closest friends in Beaver Stadium several times. Yes, Penn State Shenango students can cheer on the Lions in the student section. Perhaps my most unforgettable Penn State experience came on October 22nd of 2016, where I was in the student section as the Nittany Lions took down the number 2 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. I took a selfie that night, yes. I took a selfie after that game that encapsulated the moment. It was me with the entire student section as a sea of white on the field where not one blade of grass was visible. So those are just a few of the things through the umbrella of I've been able to do through the umbrella of University Park. Like my fellow graduates here at Penn State Shenango, I've been able to attend leadership retreats, join Lion Ambassadors, and take part in our campus's 50th anniversary. Penn State Shenango has provided me a phenomenal platform to get plugged into our community. I was fortunate enough to have 3 internships. The first was at Gilbert's Risk Solutions and Synergy Comp, where I built a ton of connections, many of which I still talk to today. The second was in the summer of 2016 at Buell Park, where I led the reopening of the driving range, aided in marketing, and helped plan events. The third internship, which was touched on briefly, was at the East Center at Linden Point. I was the first Penn State Shenango student to intern under the Invent Penn State grant. This program was aimed towards helping students create and establish businesses, along with provide real-world working experience. At the East Center, I served as a mentor to the Linden Point Entrepreneurship Academy, which is a program that gives local high school seniors real-world experience, life skills, and entrepreneurship fundamentals. I was asked to take the lead on the new program, Venture Investment Accelerator, a small business competition awarding the winner $25,000. I led marketing, judging, and logistics. All of these internships were incredibly informational and rewarding. In fact, earlier this spring, I was offered a full-time position with Buell Park, where I now serve as the Director of Recreation. Work now feels like something I get to do, not like something I have to do. It's also pretty fun to beat my boss in disc golf. He knows where he's at. During my time at Shenango, I have done plenty of traveling, both personally and with the university. I've been to San Francisco, New York City, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Orlando, and to Belize. Earlier this spring, I joined 10 of my fellow students and 2 staff members on an alternative spring break trip to Belize. During our time there, we stayed with an incredibly welcoming family who cooked our meals and gave us somewhere to sleep. We also worked at a local school, installing a ceiling to help regulate heat. We created a compost garden and did anything else they asked us to do. Additionally, visiting Lubantoon, a Mayan ruin, and snorkeling off the clear blue waters off the coast were just a few of the extracurriculars we had a chance to do. Our week in Belize was a transformational life experience. I cannot stress how instrumental traveling, meeting new people, and seeing different cultures has been in my life. So why do I tell you all this? So I can brag about myself? Not so much. I tell you all this because these are the opportunities that exist at small, little Penn State Shenango, where an average student from West Middlesex can come and define himself, where he can come and get a world-class education, where he can gain real-world working experience, where he can build community connections, and where he can be a part of something much larger than himself. This is most certainly the small campus with a big heart. Without a doubt, this has been the most enjoyable and rewarding 3.5 years of my life. So I want to thank the faculty, the staff, the donors, and the volunteers behind the scenes who are making things happen. Your passion and dedication is unrivaled. How about a hand for all those people? And to my peers and fellow graduates, I want to leave you with a couple of things as we move on from Penn State Shenango. I challenge everyone to find their why. Why do you wake up every day? Why do you want to succeed? I can tell you that no one cares what you do until they know why you do it. I also challenge everyone to continuously learn. Do not become complacent. You owe yourself much more. Maybe that is grad school. Maybe that is traveling the world. Or maybe it's just watching Jeopardy. Venture outside your comfort zone. Seek to always educate yourself and not always entertain yourself. The last thing I will leave you with is this. Dream big and work harder. Do not be discouraged or second guess yourself because you come from a small town or because you graduated college with a class of 40. People don't know that unless you tell them. So seek every opportunity, challenge every norm, and live boldly. You are Penn State. We are Penn State. Thank you.